Hello and welcome back to CruiseAway here on Gecko. It's holiday planning time again. I'm Derek. If we've never met before, wonderful to have you with us. Our team have spent the last 25 years bringing you all the biggest names in the cruise industry and putting together some magical holiday packages to squeeze every dollar's worth of value into our offers. Now, this show is one I've really been looking forward to bringing you because we're featuring one of my all-time favourite cruise ships. It's Anthem of the Seas from Royal Caribbean. I've got a little model here and everything. We've got 3 very different adventures for you and your family to enjoy. Later, we're taking a double cruise on Anthem across Europe and the Emirates with some time in London and Dubai for next October. And we're planning another Dream Away package from Dubai in November when Anthem sails us from the Middle East to India, Thailand and Malaysia with some time in Singapore too. And talking of Singapore, that's where we're meeting Anthem of the Seas for our first offer. It's a Singapore getaway for February 2025. Now, don't worry, we can get this booked today with a $200 each deposit. So the 21st of February in 2025, we'll fly you from Sydney over to Singapore and enjoy 3 nights in a hotel there, which is wonderful. It's a lovely city, of course. So beautiful. I think every time you visit Singapore, maybe like me, you've never been before, there are some amazing adventures to have. There's hawkers markets there. There's wonderful street food to enjoy. Of course, there are the big iconic kind of destinations that you want to, things like Gardens by the Bay, of course the Raffles Hotel, to have a Singapore slinger, that's got to be done as well, isn't it? Go to the Super Tree Grove as well, which is really, really nice. That's part of Gardens by the Bay, it's lovely. And here she is, Anthem of the Seas with Royal Caribbean. She's an amazing ship. I was lucky enough to film on board when she launched. And she is incredible. And you know what? She launched in 2015 and she still feels as brand new right now. Of course, they've kept everything smart and fresh and up to date. And the thing with this ship is she was so ahead of her time when she was launched back in 2015. She had so many new kind of whizzy-bang activities on board that was so ahead of their time that she still feels like something exciting and something new. Of course, Royal Caribbean, for those of you not familiar, they are the cruise line if you're cruising with your family. If it's just you as a couple, great. If it's the whole family and every generation of that family, you're all going to have a great time and you're all going to get something different from it because it's a wonderful ship to be part of and to be on. Wonderful to move around. It's really interesting. It's really kinetic as well. You see things like these kinetic sculptures and things that you can interact with, which is lovely. Lots of different spaces to enjoy. You move through these different spaces. All the restaurants feel different and vibrant. There's something there for everyone. Please don't worry about the big ship thing. You can see there you've got, back then it was quite a new thing to have these navigation wayfinders, almost like sat-nav that you can kind of touch as you walk your way around the ship. These days, it's all on an app as well. Everything you need to know is on an app. And these are very, very easy ships to navigate your way around. Now, that's the North Star. Now, it's brilliant. It's like this glass capsule pod on a crane arm up above the ship. And it gives you a brilliant view from up there. It's a unique view. That arm moves out over the ocean as well, which is really quite a thrilling feel as well. Even if you are not a head for heights kind of person, gotta try it. It's got to be done. It's wonderful. Here's something else you should try as well, which is the Ripcord by iFly, so that's simulated skydiving. It's wonderful. It's taught me that I will never skydive in real life, but in the safety of that pod there with your instructor, it was great fun. And that's just some of the activities that you can kind of get involved in. There's lots of relaxation, by the way, as we see as we'll go through this show as well. So we've got 8 nights of cruising. We're cruising out of Singapore. We're going into Selakang Bawang first in Indonesia. Lots of fabulous tours here to be had. And of course, barter for some wonderful handmade Balinese jewellery, which would be very, very nice to bring back as well. Maybe you're looking for presents. Then we go into Benua in Bali, and you can see the 1,000-year-old Hindu temple here. Go and experience the wonderful sandy beaches. You may have been to Bali before. You know, it's just an idyllic haven to relax. And next we go on into Lombok. Again, a very, very relaxed pace of life here, where Bali is kind of busier in some way. Lombok is a lot more laid back and relaxed. There's water palace there, and lots of adventures to have as well on excursions. with our team at Royal Caribbean as well. It's the great thing about being on a cruise. While you're on a cruise, there are lots of new exciting adventures that you can book up as an excursion from the cruise ship as well. So things you wouldn't imagine doing. It's a nice little holiday, this one, isn't it? 12 nights all together. We can do a low deposit to get this booked in. The reason we're showing you this right now, even though it's in February in 2025, is because we can lock in a great price right now and guarantee that, one, we know that holiday is happening, and two, we have locked in a really good price, because of course the prices could very much rise between now and the holiday happening. So today, just a $200 deposit each, which is brilliant to secure your places. Included in the price I'm about to give you is the flight from Sydney to Singapore. 3 nights in a Singapore hotel. We tend to put you right in the middle of Singapore as well. Then you've got 8 nights of Royal Caribbean cruising on fabulous Anthem of the Seas. I thoroughly recommend it. I'll tell you more about it later. Your wonderful cabin, so many dining options, entertainment and activities, and you're cruising wonderful Indonesian ports to explore as well. Plus, remember, at the end, we'll transfer you at the end of the cruise from the port in Singapore to the airport, and then of course include the flight back to Sydney. Wow, this price is good. You've got to see it. $200 each today as a deposit, and here is the price for the holiday. And I'm telling you now, Royal Caribbean are pretty much the biggest name in the cruise world. So they are going to give you that wonderful guaranteed family time, lots of entertainment, lots of value included in your cruise fare as well. You are getting a heck of a lot there over your 12 nights for that price tag. Remember, just $200 each today, and that is you secured on your place on this holiday. Let's have a look at the upgrades as well, because of course that's based on an inside stateroom, which is wonderful. They are really lovely, very comfortable. Wonderful, lots of facilities in your stateroom. But if you do want to upgrade, lots of people like going for the balcony, of course, where you can open the doors and get the fresh air first thing in the morning, or even last thing at night, just see what the ocean's doing. It's quite nice to sit out there with a cocktail sometime, have your breakfast out on the balcony. Lots of people like to do that. So there are the prices if you want to upgrade to those. If you want any more details on that offer, then please do speak to the team. Remember, it's 1300 407 687. It's a toll-free telephone number, and we are here, should I say, every single day to talk to you as well. So if there's any issues, any questions that you have whatsoever, maybe you want to tailor that slightly more as well, spend more time in Singapore, for instance, maybe you've never been there before, you want to top it up a few more nights, then speak to the team. 1300 407 687. Right, next up then, we're making plans for November next year on a package called the Palm to Merlion. Now, this is such a good example of how we can put cruise and stay packages together for you and give you more than just an ordinary getaway. So let's start this 19-night adventure then on the 5th of November. Oh, remember the 5th of November next year, and we'll fly you from Sydney over to Dubai. And when we arrive, there's plenty of time to see this sprawling metropolis because we've got 2 nights in a hotel there. Wonderful city. I long to explore Dubai. It looks fantastic. There are lots of things you can do. It's funny, actually, we always associate Dubai with, lots of sand around, of course. It's built on reclaimed land, essentially, isn't it? But you can actually ski in Dubai as well, which I think is quite novel. I think that's a nice thing to kind of bring home, isn't it, as a story from your holiday, is that, yeah, we went to Dubai and we went skiing. Yeah, it's a great thing to do, isn't it? Well, it's not something you do every day of the week, is it? Anyway, so a couple of nights in Dubai, and there we are back on Anthem of the Seas. Now, let me describe some more of the ship to you, because it is honestly... We were talking about some of the activities before, like the North Star and the Ripcord by iFly, but there are bumper cars in this big C-Plex area, they call it. Now, this is a multi-use area. Sometimes it's bumper cars, sometimes it's a roller disco, sometimes you're playing sports there. There's a circus school there as well. So I learned very, very briefly to trapeze like this, because that is me. Whee! You can do that kind of thing. Now, imagine you and your whole family, doing that together. Now, conversely, we've been talking about the activities, but this is the antithesis of that. This is now the calm of the wonderful solarium. Now, this is a really lovely space right at the front of the ship, best views out to the ocean, nice and calming, a nice healthy smoothie there. Sit there in what feels like the tropical Bahamas in the oasis and just just enjoy and relax. Back to the activities. If you're more of a thrill seeker, you saw the flow rider there as well, which is wonderful. I mean, really, really good. I've never actually tried it, but you don't need to be an expert either. If you've got the kids with you, wonderful, because Royal Caribbean, of course, being a wonderful entertainment company as well, they provide this wonderful, wonderful range of children's activities, all appropriate to different age groups. Now, of course, while the kids are over there, you can be here, you can be shopping, you can be indulging. There's wonderful boutiques, of course, tax and duty free while you're on board. So you might be looking for that new piece of jewelry, a watch, you know, maybe you're celebrating some kind of anniversary and this is a way of marking it by having a treat while you're on board. You can buy Royal Caribbean merchandise. You notice I had my little ship here. You can buy things like that and take your own Anthem of the Seas home as well, which is wonderful. So a couple of weeks of cruising we are on Anthem, starting with an overnight on board in Dubai, which is a great way to kind of, you know, get to know the ship. And then we're in Muscat in Oman. This is wonderful, the capital port in Oman. Lots of mountain and desert adventures to be had there. Couple of days at sea, we find ourselves in India, in Mumbai. Now, this is an absolutely amazing and mind-blowing city. I would absolutely recommend an excursion here that kind of takes you to some of the highlights and the hot spots of Mumbai. You will love it. It's a real assault on the senses. A day at sea, and we are further south in India to Cochin. The spice markets here, now this is relatively calm compared to Mumbai. Spice markets here, there's forts, there's wonderful shows that you can go and see here as well, and lots of different excursion opportunities. 3 days at sea, we're across from India to Thailand now into Phuket. Wonderful port, I mean one of the world's most visited ports, I would say, in Thailand. The wonderful temples there. And the architecture is incredible, so lots of different adventures there. Then we go into Penang in Malaysia. Now you can visit a batik factory here. Well, you know how they're wonderful, wonderful exotic printed fabrics. Well, you can go to a factory and see where they're actually made with the wooden block printing and everything. It's wonderful. And then we arrive into Singapore. We stay on the ship for an overnight there. Then we leave the ship and stay in Singapore for another 2 nights in a hotel, which is pretty wonderful. Again, you can't fail to be impressed by Singapore. It's an incredible city. It has lots going on. And it's funny because you've got this wonderful sprawling city metropolis, and then you've got all of this wonderful, lush, green, with nature kind of experiences that you can have. Incredible. Look at that. It's funny, isn't it? You've covered a lot of ground there, or a lot of sea as well, haven't you? Over 19 nights, but you've managed to take in Dubai, Oman, India, Thailand, Malaysia, have some time in Singapore, have some time in Dubai. All the flights are included on this as well. And we've got a low deposit on this offer as well, because it is quite a way away, of course. So just $400 each today would secure this for you. Now, of course, you can see the rundown and all the different places that you're going to, by the way. Pop that number there into our website, cruiseaway.com.au, and you'll get a full list of all the places and all the different things that you can do in those places. I have to run through them quite quickly. Here's your price tag for the whole package, by the way, and I'm telling you now, for the price that you are paying for the lavish service that you have on board, and how many different dining choices and activity choices and entertainment and lounges and places that you can be and activities that you can do on board Anthem of the Seas, that is a golden price tag. $400 each today as a deposit to get it booked. Remember, this is subject to availability. So this is not like a regular holiday where we've put you in a hotel somewhere so we can say, okay, we'll find a hotel down the road. This is a cruise ship. So once those cabins are full, that's it. The deal is closed. Let's have a look at the upgrades on this one as well. So if you do want to go up to your ocean view, of course, with, as the name suggests, your view of the ocean, a balcony, which is wonderful to just go out and enjoy the fresh air. Or indeed a suite. A suite is really nice because you've got that separation between lounging space to sit and watch a movie together, have dinner in your suite, and then the bedroom itself. Of course, you'll have an enhanced bathroom and lots more perks and facilities as well if you want to investigate the suite options. They are lovely. They are really, really lovely. It's a real treat, but it's a real worthy treat as well. Something that makes you feel just that little bit more like absolutely everything is taken care of, like the real worries of the world have disappeared. So if you want to know more, call us toll free. 1300 407 687 is our telephone number. All the deals, of course, are on our website. Our website's amazing, by the way. You want to go and check it out, cruiseaway.com. In fact, you can go and have a little sneaky peek right now while we show everybody who is new to us here at CruiseAway why so many people do book with us.
With over 25 years of travel experience, when booking with CruiseAway, you're dealing with the cruise specialists. We can tailor-make the perfect holiday for you, adding hotel stays and exciting land tours so you can fully immerse yourself in the destinations you're visiting. We allow you to spread the cost of your holiday. Just pay a deposit today and then you have until the due date to pay your balance. You can browse our deals online at cruiseaway.com.au or call us toll free and speak to one of our experienced cruise consultants based right here in Australia. Plus, as a fully accredited member of CLIA, AFTA and ATAS, you have total confidence and complete peace of mind when booking with us. CruiseAway, you know you want to.
Yeah, well, actually, I never need convincing about going on another cruise adventure. They are incredible. They really are. And it's time now for our third and final adventure in this show on this wonderful ship, Anthem of the Seas. I have to say, it always makes me smile when I think of my time on Anthem. It's really brilliant, and I highly, highly recommend it to you. The final offer is a real corker too. It's for October next year, and this will be one of the most exciting month-long holidays of your life, exploring just about here, there and everywhere as we take Anthem from the UK to the Mediterranean and then on to the Emirates in Dubai. So let's give you a little flavour of this holiday then, shall we? It's the 11th of October next year, and we're going to start by flying you from Sydney over to London in the UK. And when we arrive at its biggest airport, Heathrow, we are off into London to spend 2 nights in a hotel there. Well, what can I tell you in London that you haven't already pictured? You know, what would be the top things that you would go and do in London straight away? What would be on your list? What I would recommend is getting right into the centre, just taking one of the river buses up the River Thames there, which is what we're seeing there. And you see all the big sites there. You see all the big skyscrapers. You see the Houses of Parliament. Of course, you've got to call in Buckingham Palace, haven't you, while you're there? Maybe go and see a theatre show as well. You've got plenty of time to do that, which is wonderful. And then it's time for your cruise. Now, your cruise goes out of Southampton, which is not a million miles away from London. It's just a couple of hours south, which is great. And you're going to love it. Your holiday starts as soon as you are on board Anthem of the Seas, and you're on board on this cruise because we've put 2 cruises together, which you can do in the cruising world. You know, if the cruise is taking sort of 2 journeys back to back, then you can book on both and just stay through the whole thing. It's worth knowing, actually. Not a lot of people know that. So we're doing 2 cruises on this. So you'll be on board for 24 nights. Now, in terms of dining, we're just taking a little look across some of the dining there. You can dine in the pub as well. Wonderful, wonderful food in the pub. But you've got the main dining, you've got specialty dining restaurants. I think you saw, you know, the famous chef Jamie Oliver. His Italian restaurant is in there. And it's more of a sort of grab and go, you know, where everything is on planks and things like that. It's great. Here are some of the entertainment venues. That's the Music Hall, which is a live music venue. They do brilliant theatre production shows as well. And the great thing about going to the theatre, 1, it feels like a big occasion. 2, the shows are absolutely brilliant. And 3, the show doesn't take up your whole night. You know, sometimes when you book a night at the theatre, it's the whole night, isn't it? You never know, do we eat before, do we eat afterwards? Like, a theatre show on a cruise ship doesn't take up your whole evening, which I think is great. There's other entertainment as well. You just saw the 270 lounge. That's what we're looking at right now, which is at the back of the ship, where the windows actually become part of the backdrop for the show as well. Of course, you've got your casino, so if you fancy a little, you know, see if Lady Luck is smiling your way, you might want to take a visit in there. You'll definitely want to spend some time here at the Bionic Bar because this is brilliant. I mean, there's such an innovation. Having your robot bar mix up all the drinks for you. You can invent a new one as well. And that's the bar that they tell me, because I've seen the workings behind it. Apparently it never runs dry. So 24 nights out of Southampton in the UK, a day at sea, and we're in northern Spain to La Coruña, which is nicknamed the Crystal City for its wonderful glass-fronted buildings across the seafront promenade. Wonderful. A day at sea, we are further down in Spain, in Malaga. We're on the Costa del Sol now, down in Andalusia in southern Spain. Great shopping here, lots of attractions nearby, like Granada and the Alhambra Palace, which is very, very famous and well worth seeing. A day at sea, and we're in Barcelona. We don't often see Barcelona in the middle of an itinerary, which is fantastic. So you've got the whole day there to go and see the Sagrada Familia, take a hop-on, hop-off tour, go to the new camp. There's loads for you to see. Next, we're in France, in Provence, which is wonderful. Of course, when we're in France, we naturally think of being wine country as well. So there'll be winery tours and wine tastings in these kind of locations as well. Next, we are off to Italy. I know, look at us. We're like world travellers here. Of course, we're in the Eternal City. Civitavecchia is the port for Rome, and the Colosseum and the Pantheon and all the big attractions there, which is wonderful. Get to the Vatican if you can. It is incredible. Then we go to Naples. So we're working our way down Italy here. Naples, of course, UNESCO World Heritage. Pompeii is nearby. They've just discovered some new ruins, I believe, at Pompeii as well, which is wonderful. And then we leave Italy, 2 days at sea, and we're in Cyprus next, into Limassol, the second largest city there. You've got the Arti Olympian Beach, Limassol Castle, the old town there. I mean, again, lots and lots of different adventures. Lots of homework you'll need to do. Actually, there's lots of attractions and excursions available in each of these ports, so you don't necessarily need to know where you're going in advance, because there'll be lots and lots of suggestions along the way. Jerusalem in Israel, of course, on the Med coast of Israel there, is one of the ports. And then we're off transiting the Suez Canal over 2 days into Jordan, into Aqaba. This is wonderful. Take one of the Wadi Rum desert adventures there and meet some of the inhabitants there. It is a really special experience. 5 days at sea, and then we arrive into Dubai. Now, our first night in Dubai, we stay on Anthem of the Seas, and then we leave and stay 2 further nights in a hotel. And the hotel is included in your package price as well, which is brilliant, because I don't want you thinking, because I know actually I've done some costing up as well, looking at hotel prices in Dubai, and if you were arranging it yourself, my word, you can spend some dollar, let me tell you. But we've included 2 nights in a hotel in your package here. An amazing city, well worth exploring, and lots to see. And of course, we'll include your flight back to Sydney at the end. So let's just backtrack on this one. So we started by flying off to London, a couple of nights in a hotel there, and then this cruise that takes us through Spain and France and Italy, and then moves on into Cyprus, Jerusalem, through the Suez Canal into Jordan, and then ends in Dubai with an overnight on board there, and then a couple of nights in a hotel in Dubai, plus your flight back to Sydney. This is quite some holiday, isn't it? I did say this is going to be one of the most thrilling month-long holidays of your life. I mean, if you think about all of the different places you're going, if you think about how many pictures are going to be on your smart device or gadget or whatever, you're going to have quite some journal to write up. You're going to have to record it in some way so you don't forget any of it, because you'll have such very different experiences right the way across this trip as well. I'm super excited for you as well. I mean, starting it with a couple of nights in London is going to be absolutely brilliant. Now, because this is later next year, again, this is one where we can put a low deposit down right now. So just $500 each today, and you can lock in the price that I've got for this 30-night adventure. And again, think about all the different places that we are going to, how far we are traveling, how long we are away. What do you think the price is? Shout a number to me. Lots of people do this on these shows. Shout a number to me. No, you guessed too much. Look at this. You'll be really surprised by this. Look, that's a whole month of holiday. And this isn't just any holiday. It's a wonderful mix of city stays, adventure on the cruise, and you are covering so much in the cruise. It is ridiculous. I can't believe, honestly, that's 25 years plus of travel experience speaking to you in that price tag. Remember, just $500 each today secures your place on this holiday. Now, if you've forgotten any of it, just pop that number into our website, cruiseaway.com.au, and you'll get the full list again of everywhere you are going. It's incredible. Let's have a look at the upgrade, shall we, on the ship, on the Anthem of the Seas. Remember, you're on board for 24 of your 30 nights. You're on board Anthem of the Seas, and you are going to have the most incredible time, let me tell you. Whether you're 2, 12, 22, 82, 92, and everywhere in between, everyone has a great time with Royal Caribbean. They are the family cruise ships, and lots of multi-generational parties take their holidays on Royal Caribbean because they know the kids are going to absolutely love it. Even if you've got those kind of, even if you've got the awkward teens, the in-betweenies, there's things like the Xboxes and PlayStations and whatever, like gaming zones that they can go to. So it's not like when we say kids clubs, if you're like 13 or 14, you're going to be with the little tiny tots playing with bricks and whatever. It's a completely and utterly different experience, which is fantastic. Now, just because we've got a couple of minutes, let's look back through everything that we've done in this show, just in case there's anything that you have missed. If you look at the cruise IDs there, if you just joined us late into the show and you want to look back, every one of those offers, as you can see, has its cruise ID next to it. So you can pop that into our website, cruiseaway.com.au, and then you can get all of the details there. They're all incredible. You can see that first offer there, the Singapore Cruise and Stay Getaway there. Low deposit on that because they're all low deposit actually, but the first one particularly because it's in February of 2025. An amazing adventure, really, really nice as well. So if you want to know more, these offers are all on Anthem of the Seas with Royal Caribbean as well. The second offer there, the Palm to Merlion with the stays there, is particularly, I think, going to be a very, very popular one. Remember, you can put low deposits down on every one of these offers as well, which is brilliant. And that's nice for 19 nights. But I think, for me, the highlight of this show is that 30-night adventure that we took. If you think about it, I've still got it all fresh in my mind right now. Flying over to London, that amazing cruise which is taking in France and Spain and Italy and Cyprus and Jerusalem and ends in Dubai. Just incredible. It looks such an adventure. I think of all of those, I think my pick of that, I know you shouldn't have your favourites, but I think my pick of that one would be that third one, the Med to the Emirates with the stays there as well. Listen, if you want to know more about any of those, call us now, 1300 407 687. It's toll-free to call us as well, so it's not going to cost you a cent to call us, which I think is absolutely brilliant. And our team, remember, have so much experience, over 25 years of experience in putting these wonderful offers together. Now, we've been focusing on Royal Caribbean in this show. Don't forget, we deal with all the major cruise lines as well. So if you want a cruise with that extra twist, with even more value, then make sure you choose us, which people have been doing for over 25 years, and we have an excellent reputation as well. CruiseAway.com.au, and of course you can call us toll-free 1300 407 687. We're here every day on Gecko, 1 and 4 in the afternoon. I'll see you very soon. Bye-bye.